If you've barely recovered from one flare and you're already heading into another, you're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. There's actually a biological reason why flares can cluster together. And today, I'm going to show you the 4-step protocol that helped my son break this exhausting cycle. Hi, I'm Kate, and today we're talking about back to back flares, why they happen, and how to actually break the pattern. Now, this matters right now because if you're stuck in this cycle, you're not just dealing with symptoms, you're watching your life shrink while your inflammation stays turned on, and that changes everything about how you need to respond. I watched my son go through this exact pattern. He'd have a flare, would get it under control, and then 3 weeks later, he'd be back at it again. And each time it happened, I could see the hope draining out of him. He started saying things like, maybe this is just how it's going to be now. As a naturopath, I see this pattern constantly. Someone comes to me, exhausted, frustrated, and genuinely confused because they're doing everything their doctor says, but the flares just keep coming back. And here's what I've learned, both professionally and as a mum. Back to back flares aren't usually a sign that your treatment isn't working. They're a sign that your gut never fully healed from the first one, and the conditions that triggered it, well, they're still active. You're not failing. Your body's just stuck in a biological pattern that needs a different approach to break. So here's what most people get wrong about back to back flares. They think each flare is a separate event. Like you had a flare, it ended, and then you had another completely new one. But that's not actually what's happening. Well, not biologically. What's really going on is this: your gut lining never fully repaired from the first one. The inflammation quieted down enough that your symptoms improved, but underneath the tissue is still fragile, your immune system is still on high alert, and the bacterial balance is still disrupted. So when you hit even a minor trigger, a stressful week, a meal that's slightly harder to digest, a bit less sleep, your body doesn't have the resilience to handle it. The inflammation fires right back up, well, because it never really turned off. Think of it like a fire. You put water on it, the flames go down, but the coals are still hot. The slightest breeze and it's burning again. The real issue isn't that you're more susceptible to flares. The real issue is that you're trying to build resilience on a foundation that's still damaged. And until you address that, the cycle's going to keep repeating. Okay, so let's talk about the 4-step protocol to actually break this cycle. This is what worked for my son, and it's what I walk people through in my practice. It combines medical management with targeted lifestyle support, and it's designed to work alongside whatever treatment you're already on. Okay, step 1, extend your recovery window. The first step is to stop treating symptom improvement as full recovery. Just because you feel better doesn't mean your gut is healed. And here's what I mean. When your symptoms ease up, that usually means the acute inflammation has calmed down. But the tissue repair process, the actual rebuilding of your gut lining, well, that takes weeks longer than symptom relief. Most people go back to their normal routine as soon as they feel better, and that's when they're most vulnerable to relapse. So practically, this means once your symptoms settle, give yourself another 2 or 3 weeks of protective eating and reduce stress before you start adding back challenging foods or ramping up your schedule. I know that feels like forever when you just want to get your life back, but this is the window where your gut is rebuilding, and if you protect it now, you'll actually get your life back faster. With my son, we started marking symptom relief and actually recovered as 2 different dates on the calendar. Symptom relief was when he felt better. Actually recovered was 3 weeks later. And when we didn't ease up on his protocol until we hit that second date. Step 2. Address persistent inflammation directly. The second step is to work with your doctor to make sure your medication is actually controlling inflammation, not just masking your symptoms. And this is crucial. Sometimes people feel better because their pain is managed or their bowel movements normalized, but when you do blood work or a scope, the inflammation is still there. And if the inflammation's still there, you're going to flare again. So, talk to your doctor about checking your inflammatory markers, things like CRP or fecal calprotectin, after your symptoms improve. Don't just assume you're in remission because you feel okay. Get objective data. If your markers are still elevated, that's a conversation about whether your current medication dose is high enough, whether you need a different medication, or whether there's something else driving the inflammation that needs to be addressed. And from a naturopathic side, this is also where we look at hidden inflammation. Things like unmanaged stress, poor sleep, blood sugar swings, or food sensitivities that are keeping your immune system activated. Your medication should be doing the heavy lifting, but if your lifestyle is constantly poking the immune system, the medication can't keep up. Step 3. Rebuild your gut barrier foundation and function. The third step is to actively support gut barrier repair, not just wait for it to happen on its own. Your gut lining is made up of a single layer of cells, held together by tight junctions. When you have inflammation, those junctions loosen and your gut becomes more permeable. That's when things that should stay in your gut, partially digested food, bacteria, start crossing into your bloodstream and triggering more immune activity. So, we need to help those tight junctions seal back up and give your gut lining the nutrients it needs to repair. Practically, this means first, prioritize protein. Your gut lining rebuilds itself every few days and it needs amino acids to do that. If you're not eating enough protein, especially during recovery, you're literally not giving your body the building blocks it needs to heal. Aim for a palm-sized serving of protein at every meal. Second, work with a practitioner on targeted nutrients like zinc, vitamin A, and omega-3s. These aren't random supplements, they're specifically involved in gut barrier repair. But dosing matters, and you want someone who understands Crohn's guiding this, not just grabbing things off the shelf at the supermarket. Third, consider bone broth or collagen if you can tolerate it. The gelatin and glutamine in bone broth are incredibly supportive for gut lining repair. My son had a mug of it every day during his recovery phase, and I genuinely think it made a difference. Step 4. Stabilize your gut environment. The fourth step is to create a stable environment in your gut so that flares don't have easy triggers. This is about reducing variability. When you're in that vulnerable post-flare window, your gut can't handle a lot of change. So we want to stabilize as many factors as possible. So what does this mean? Well, it means eating on a consistent schedule. Your gut likes rhythm. If you're eating at wildly different times every day, your digestive system is constantly having to adjust, and that creates stress. Try to eat your meals within the same 2-hour window each day. Keep your meals similar in composition. I'm not saying eat the same thing every day, but keep your macros consistent, similar amounts of protein, fat, and carbs at every meal. This helps your gut predict what's coming and it responds appropriately. Manage your stress actively. I know everyone says this, but here's why it matters for back-to-back flares. Stress hormones directly affect gut permeability and immune function. If you're in chronic stress, your gut barrier stays leaky and your immune system stays on edge. You don't have to meditate for an hour, just find 10 minutes a day to do something that genuinely calms your nervous system. For my son, it was listening to music with his eyes closed. That's it. But he did it every single day. And finally, protect your sleep. Sleep is when your gut does most of its repair work. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours, you're literally cutting short the time your body has to heal. Aim for 7 to 8, and if you're struggling with sleep, that's something to address with your doctor. It's that important. So let's come back to where we started. If you're stuck in back-to-back flares, it's not because your body's broken or because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're caught in a biological pattern where your gut never fully heals before the next trigger hits. When my son started following this protocol, extending his recovery window, making sure his inflammation was actually controlled, actively supporting his gut barrier, and stabilizing his environment, the flares stopped clustering. It didn't happen overnight, but within a few months, the space between flares went from weeks to months, and then he stopped flaring altogether. He's been in deep remission for years now, and I genuinely believe it's because we learned to break the cycle instead of just managing each flare as it came. And you can do this too. It takes patience, and it takes treating recovery as seriously as you treat the flare itself. But it works. If this helped, please share it with someone who's stuck in this cycle. They need to know it's not just them and that there's actually a way through. If you want more structured support, I work with people one-on-one to create personalized protocols for breaking the flare cycle. And we have an incredible community in the Crohn's method where people share what works for them. I'll see you in the next video and have a beautiful day.